So I'm doing another crochet temperature blanket for 2025. I'm doing a repeat kind of 2022, but with some differences. So similarly to 2022, I'm having like a full color spectrum. I adore all the colors. This makes my eyeballs happy. But unlike 2022, I'm going through all the colors twice to try to make my blanket even more colorful. So this is my 100s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and now my colors are kind of repeating but slightly different. So this is 40s, 30s, 20s, teens, single digits, and below 0. So I'm going through all of the colors twice. Now in 2022, I also did a 2-row granny square blanket, and I was originally planning on taking this to just an additional row and doing a 3-row granny square blanket for 2025, but I didn't want the blanket to be too big. I am still more in favor of a more throw size blanket. So I decided I'm still going to do a 3-row granny square, but the outer row is actually just going to be a row of single crochet rather than double crochet. So I'm also not doing just high temperature. I'm doing low, high, and then a solid border color that's going to be the same throughout the blanket, which is also the color of my additional squares. So there's my 3 extra squares, and you'll see I've got low highs here, and look how colorful this is already. Like, this is just awesome. I've already got all these colors, and it's only been like half of January, if that. Not even half of January yet. This is also my first year that I'm not using impeccable yarn, like the loops and threads impeccable. I think all of these are Red Heart. So the yarn itself is thicker than the impeccable, even though it's worsted weight. Anybody who crochets knows that worsted weight is not the same across the board, even though whatever. So this is thicker. So these squares in general are going to be slightly bigger by default, but then add on there the fact that I've added a row of single crochet, and now my blanket's getting to be sizable. I think I've got one more square for this row, and so that's going to be the width of it. It's still not too wide. It's only going to be about a throw size, but it's a nice size. I like this. So this is also kind of like a step up from what I did last year, because last year was my first year doing lows and highs and doing those color changes. Now I'm doing a 3rd color change, and the outside row is all this like creamy color, which I actually really like. And I'm sort of debating, I'm going to see how much yarn is left by the end of the year. These skeins are bigger than the impeccable skeins, so I shouldn't need a second one, but I also don't know what's going to be left. And if I have enough left, I had thought about doing a row of border of each color around, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough. So like the whole border of the blanket be all the colors. We'll see.